Hi everyone, welcome back. Well, today we're down at Revolution's Transport Heritage Museum in Whiteman Park, and we're moving our replica Cobb & Co mail coach. It's going down to Government House this weekend for their open day, and I just thought I'd quickly show it to you before we load it onto the trailer. So this is a replica. It was made in Toowoomba. But it is well known that the person who made it used to go around to all the wrecks of the original coaches he could find and strip all the metalwork off. So and use them in his replicas. So there's a few bits like this door catch, which has pretty obviously been made more recently because it's been arc welded here. But if you look at some of the other pieces like this, they're actually original old pieces of metal. Now, this coach was licensed to carry 9 passengers plus the driver and his offsider. 6 people would sit inside the coach here, facing each other, and it would have been really crowded. There's not a lot of room for your feet in here. Some of the slightly bigger coaches were a little bit longer in here and actually had 3 sort of hammock swinging seats in the middle here as well to fit another 3 passengers in. The other 3 passengers sat on the roof with their feet on here facing backwards. These were actually the most expensive seats and the best seats to sit on because you weren't so squashed. Still wouldn't have been a particularly pleasant ride, but it was a better spot to sit than inside. Now, these coaches have really unusual suspension. Instead of having springs on the front and rear axles, let me just turn this out of the way a bit, they have this leather strapping through here, and the body of the coach actually sits on this strapping, and it gives it a ride much more like being on an ocean liner. It rocks forward and backwards instead of bouncing up and down. And it gives, over the rough roads, it actually gives a really pleasant ride. Now, up here, the driver and offsider sat. Now, there's 2 things up here that we still use, or 2 ideas from up here that we still use commonly in our modern language. First thing is riding shotgun. The driver, whichever side he sat on, was obviously driving. The person riding shotgun in the front seat literally was the person carrying the shotgun to fend off any of the highway robbers and people like that. So that's still fairly commonly used in Australia to talk about the front seat. The other thing is we have this huge compartment here just under the driver's seat. This is just down where the driver puts their feet, or where their boots go. So this was the boot of the stagecoach. Normally used on we normally call the thing in the back of a car the boot now, but this is the origin of where it came from and why it's called the boot. This coach would have had a long pole coming out the centre here with 2 horses at the rear here, and then in front of them there would have been either another 2 or 3 horses abreast. So this coach would have been pulled by either 4 or 5 horses. That gives you an awful lot of power for a short time, and you could cover a fair bit of distance with it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little look at our mail coach. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks, bye.